Welcome to the financials of Hypoport SE for 2021 and a quick look on 2022 as well. We were growing last year, and when I say we, it's a group of more than a dozen subsidiaries which are operating along value chain or in 4 markets. We are operating in the credit industry, digitalizing it, in the real estate world, in insurance, and have a private client division which is monetizing, especially on our platforms in credit. All 3 were growing in a different speed. Outperformance again from the credit industry side and the credit platform with a strong double-digit growth. Pretty good numbers as well from private clients, and our small and new business segments, real estate and insurance, are still in a development phase and in an early stage and heavy investment cases. For now, we concentrate on the one which are generating the profit for our group. So looking on the credit platform, and here in the core and mortgage business of Europace. Plus 14%, close to 100 billion in transaction volume last year. New record numbers, growth in all product areas and across all sales channels. So we are gaining more and more traction here across all markets and are closing in to be the dominant and the only digital solution along the whole mortgage market here in Germany. When you look on the different segments of the market, in the mortgage market, we are already dominant. For private client, we are the perfect choice. Just some black swans missing. 3 larger banks which still didn't migrate and still hesitate to finally do this decision and operating on an outdated solution. And in the cooperative and the savings bank sector, strong growth last year again, high double-digit numbers, high dynamics, and a good speed to reach a tipping point of something around 30%, where it gets less and less feasible to maintain their current outdated solution within their sectors, and when a fully migration in the direction of Europace will be needed. So growth in all segments and this in a pretty stable market environment last year. We added, and it was pretty important for the huge growth of the segment last year, a corporate finance business as well. There's on the distribution side, a corporate finance advisor, RAM Capital, with now more than 70 advisors out there. And we have the funding port ramped up and in a better phase now, a digital solution to transact corporate finance business between advisors like RAM Capital or EKB Bank as a partner of us, and already a couple of dozen product suppliers, so banks which underwrite the loans here. RAM Capital had a great year, 2021. During the last 3 years since the acquisition, we ramped up the sales force. We were growing double-digit organically every year. First half of last year was a lot of work to prepare projects to be financed. Since the 1st of July last year, there were a very attractive subsidy still from the old government for renewable energy investments in housing and in other construction. And we brought a lot of projects to a success and financed a huge amount of transformation in an energy efficient building here in Germany. This was a great contribution to the overall figures. The segment in total was growing double-digit revenue and gross profit, and even outperformance on the EBIT side. And this all with heavy investments in platforms in all these product areas. So next, private client division, a business model based on franchisees, where we had the strong growth in 2020 because we were for a long time the only digital via video advising mortgage advisor here in Germany. And based on this huge success we had in 2020, the growth rate of 9%, where we lost some of this competitive advantage to competitors which copied us now, is still pretty impressive. And new record numbers, the increasing numbers of advisors is a promise for the year 2022. Each additional advisor adds new potential for volume in the next year. And usually we are growing with the number of advisors as well in the number of volume. And to the volume is linked revenue and profitability. It's a scaling business as well. And with some positive side effects from less travel, less entertainment, less conferencing, we could outperform as well here in the profitability record of 2020, which was already pretty amazing. And you see still 2019, how well this developed over the last 2 years. Total group figures, strong growth of 15% to 450 million close to, and double-digit growth on all earning components, with some one-time effect on the tax side, which will be compensated in the future. It is all very solid and very healthy how we are scaling this business here. And when you look on the long-term perspective, Hypoport is developing like this, growing double-digit for the last 22 years. More or less everything organic, self-funded, just by keeping the profit and the cash flows within the company and reinvesting in future growth models. We are scaling here a business model. And let's say Hypoport stands for this dynamic and this double-digit growth for the last 20 years. In these numbers included are for last year investments of 45 million euro, which we realized within our P&L. Hired software developers, hired salespeople, build up businesses, ramp up businesses where we have costs and no revenue linked to this, what we are doing there. And this across all platforms, major and credit, but as well in the two new ones, real estate and insurance, where we heavily invest in future growth and in future revenue and profitability models. So for next year, or for this year actually, 2022, our guidance is something between 500 and 540 million in revenue. So double-digit growth again from the current level. The same with the EBIT. Certain level of uncertainty, how much corporate finance can do again this year. So a little bit wider range for 2022. And as you know, we have some uncertainties in our environment. So we want to be certain that we meet our goals here and don't surprise someone in a negative way. Positive surprises are always welcome. And 2021, we delivered positive surprises. So hope to get you interested, and please contact our IR if you are. Thank you.
Since you watched this company video until the end, I'm guessing you liked the video. That's probably because we work very hard to create the most engaging and value-added content possible for you. If you're a stock-listed company or corporation and want to find out how we at C11A can make a company video with and about you, please email us at community@c11a.com.